entertainment buddy. Back again on the channel that always presents unique, interesting news, sometimes even makes you not believe but still makes you laugh. This time we're going to talk about something really hilarious about our favorite handsome actor and idol, Cha Eun-woo. Who would have thought? A super handsome guy, cool, and usually always look elegant on stage or drama. It became the laughingstock of a military barracks just because of a small incident that was completely unexpected. Many fans initially thought Eun-woo's life in the military was full of seriousness, assertiveness, and authority. But apparently, behind her military uniform, Eun-woo actually made other soldiers laugh until they couldn't help but laugh. What exactly happened? Why is it that all the soldiers are crying because of Eun-woo? Did Eun-woo do it on purpose? Or was she a victim of circumstance? Well, in the early minutes of this news, we will explore the atmosphere of the barracks, which was initially calm, then turned into a comedy arena unintentionally. And even more surprising, all that hilarious stuff started with military boots *. Yes, you heard right. From shoes. Since entering the military, Cha Eun-woo is known as a diligent, disciplined figure, and easy to get along with anyone. Many seniors initially underestimated because they thought idols would not be able to survive the rigors of military life. But slowly, Eun-woo actually shows a humble and passionate attitude. However, there is one thing that turned out to be the weakness of this handsome actor. What's that? It turns out that Eun-woo has a little careless habit that makes the atmosphere so funny. One of them was clearly visible when he was given his new military boots. Usually other soldiers immediately wear well-built roads and ready for training. Woo woo woo. The left is right. Imagine a handsome actor with a perfect face, wearing reverse shoes, then walking with strange steps like a robot running out of batteries. The other soldiers who saw immediately laughed. Even the commander shook his head with laughter. Not only about shoes, Eun-woo also made a scene in the dining room. At that time, all the soldiers were having lunch. The menu of the day is hearty soups, rice and simple side dishes. Everyone ate quietly, until suddenly a voice adieu. It turns out that Eun-woo is too excited to blow on the still hot soup. Instead of being cold, the soup spills onto the spoon, constantly splashing on its own face. His shocked but still cute panicked expression managed to make one table laugh. And even worse, instead of being angry or embarrassed, Eun-woo reflexively said, "Wow, this is really like a comedy drama scene, right?" Instantly the whole barracks broke out laughing. Well, here's the most legendary part. When line training, all soldiers must move in unison. Step strapping must not be wrong. First Eun-woo managed to follow along well, but suddenly, there was a voice from the direction of Eun-woo's shoes. Shoes off. Imagine in the middle of a neat row, his shoes come off and fly forward like a mini rocket. Everyone was shocked and couldn't help laughing. The panicked Eun-woo hurriedly runs to grab her shoes, but it gets even funnier as she tries to stay upright while squatting. The commander said, "Cha Eun-woo, you made this army into a variety show. In the military, getting up early is mandatory. At 5 a.m., everything should be ready." But there was another funny incident with Eun-woo. When the morning alarm went off, all the soldiers immediately woke up, neat, ready for training. But Eun-woo, still half-conscious, he even took the wrong helmet and wore it upside down. His handsome face was covered by a helmet until his eyes could not be seen, and he was staggering like an alien. The other soldiers who saw it immediately shuddered. Some even said, if a variety show invites Eun-woo in this style, the ratings could be broken. Despite many funny events, Eun-woo is even more loved by his colleagues. They said that Eun-woo's presence made the usually serious military atmosphere warmer and full of laughter. Just imagine, from the wrong shoes, spilled soup, shoes dislodged in the row, to the helmet upside down, everything happens not because it's on purpose, but because Eun-woo we've got an adorable innocent side. Some even said, if it wasn't for Cha Eun-woo, our barracks would be full of stress. Fortunately, there are those who make life easier. The next funny incident happened at night when all the soldiers were getting ready for bed. Usually the atmosphere of the barracks is calm, only the subtle snoring of some exhausted soldiers is heard. But that night suddenly turned into a comedy arena. Why? Because Eun-woo, who was still half asleep, suddenly had a strange dream. In his dream, he was filming an action drama scene, and he had to throw something at the enemy. Well, the problem is, in the real world what he throws is not a weapon but his own pillow. Imagine the middle of the night is silent, suddenly there is a pillow floating and landing right on the head of another soldier. The soldier who was hit by the pillow was shocked half to death, immediately shouted, "Who is it?" When the lights are turned on, everyone is shocked to see EUN still sleeping soundly without guilt. Even his face looked peaceful, as if he were an angel, even though he had just made one barracks wake up. The next morning, this incident immediately became the subject of gossip and laughter. Everyone said, if Cha Eun-woo were a comedy drama actor, he would just sleep, it would be funny. One morning there was a serious training on the field. All soldiers are required to wear full uniforms with full attributes. But when everything was neatly lined up, suddenly there were whispers and small laughter. Why? Because EUN has the wrong costume. He instead wears sweatpants, which are usually worn for jogging, complete with a t-shirt, when he should be wearing an official uniform. The commander who saw could only shake his head while holding back a laugh. With a half-serious face he said, "Cha Eun-woo, you think this is a sports magazine photo shoot?" All the soldiers could not stand it anymore. Immediately laughed loudly. EUN-woo realizes that the wrong costume is wrong behavior, his face is red. But finally he laughs too. In addition to training, the army also has a kitchen shift. When it was EUN-woo's turn, everyone was curious, because usually this handsome idol is only used to serving food, not cooking. Well, it's true. EUN-woo makes the kitchen full of comedy. She is asked to slice an onion, but instead of focusing, EUN-woo cries badly because of the pungency of the onion. Not an elegant cry like in the drama, but really a cry with a red nose and puffy eyes. Another soldier said, "Wow, this is the best crying act of all time. It's supposed to be a new drama." It's not over yet. When EUN tries sautéing vegetables, he's too eager to stir the pan until the wooden spoon breaks. The kitchen was immediately crowded, all loud, and from that day EUN got a new nickname, *** drama chef. Every night of the week, the barracks usually there is a small entertainment. Soldiers who could sing, dance, or had other talents were asked to perform. Well, of course everyone is waiting for EUN to perform, because she's a famous idol. At first, all was expectant silence. EUN picks up the microphone in a dignified style, then starts singing. Her voice is melodious, all fascinated. But suddenly, in the middle of the song, the barracks electricity went out. The microphone is off, the lights are off, only EUN voice still continues in a false tone due to panic. Imagine, the atmosphere was dark, the voice of Fals echoed. Then suddenly there was a burst of laughter from behind. Another soldier fell to the floor because of the shouting. Since then, EUN has become a legend. They said, Cha Eun-woo's voice can make the lights go out. This is perhaps one of the most embarrassing and at the same time funny moments. During large line exercises, all soldiers must simultaneously follow the commander's signal. But for some reason, EUN heard it wrong. The commander shouted, "Right Grak." All soldiers stepped to the right, but EUN just steps to the left. As a result, the neat line suddenly fell apart because of one person. The commander was shocked, then looked at EUN and said, "Cha Eun-woo, you want to make the lineup into a boy band choreography?" The other soldiers didn't stop laughing. And since then, every time they rehearse, they often joke by imitating EUN wrong steps.